Hey everybody, so about 5 minutes, okay?
Yes.
All right, hey. So this EOPS program is one of the treasures here at Trade Tech College. We're still the largest in the state until we get our verdict when, in June?
August.
In August we find out if we've kept our position in terms of the penetration that we have in terms of our students. There's so many pieces of how EOPS serves our student population, but the exciting piece of work coming forward is the partnerships that we have in terms of working with our foster youth. Right, so I know that's the big conversation today, and it's a critical conversation in terms of success. We're not the only ones having this conversation. The entire state is finally having this conversation. There are pieces that are coming together that are kind of bringing the potential for success for this student population. And South LA is a place where these students have probably a higher percentage than almost anywhere in the state of California. So our obligations to figure this stuff out are significant and extreme. I would just say that big picture for Trade Tech, some of us have been working on the reaccreditation of this institution, working very, very hard for the last 2.5 years on it. And the great news is that we had 12 of our peers visiting last week, right? Was it last week? Or last week. I'm losing track.
Unanimously, actually, as a department, to really focus on fostering a dream for a foster youth student. And because we have so many different partnerships on campus, like Dr. Washington and CRDC, and even outside agencies such as a place called Home. I know we have the independent living programs. Thank you guys really for taking the time out to come help us also. So we can kind of create some type of like a foster youth pathway to help our foster youth navigate through not just higher education, well not just LA Trade Tech, but higher education, what resources they have to really help them achieve their goals. So that being said, I'll get started and to kind of give an overview of actually what EOPS is, and then we'll kind of lead into what CAFYES program is. So Kyle?
Follow someone like Larry, the president of our college. He's such an eloquent speaker, and he gives a lot of good substantive information. But I will try to
You guys are great.
So I'm going to tell you guys just a little bit about the history of EOPS and kind of how it started. So for those of you who don't know, EOPS was sort of born out of the civil rights movement. It's one of the really great programs that came out of that movement. A lot of great things came out of the movement, but EOPS is one of the nicest that came out of the movement. And so it started in 1969. I'll just kind of read you a little bit about how it started in the Assembly Bill and so forth. So it was established in 1969 through SB 164. It was created to enable students affected by language, social, and economic handicaps to achieve their educational objectives and goals, including but not limited to attaining job skills, which Trade Tech is big on right now, occupational certificates, or associate degrees. I think they can hear me. You guys can hear me, right? Okay, sorry. And transferring to four-year institutions. And so this legacy continues through services provided to all the millions of students who are attending more than 110 community colleges that we have here in California. And obviously our program, what do we provide? We provide book grants, book loans, priority registration. We have a care program. We have tutoring. We have meal tickets for our care students. We have obviously the counseling component, which I think is the centerpiece of our program. The counseling component obviously will helps with student educational planning and transfer certificates, so on and so forth. So our program is one that is, I believe, one of the best around, and I hope you guys being here today will learn cadence proud as well. So thank you.
Now I'm actually going to bring up our CAFYES team here, our coordinator Angelica Hermosillo and Lisa Queenie, our CGCA. Let's do a quick presentation.
Here at LATTC. And we just wanted to share with you a little bit about the flowers that you see on your table, the red ones specifically. So we consciously chose that flower today, and it's a lotus flower. Because we believe that it reflects many of the experiences that our foster youth that we all work with have endured. Many of you may or may not know, but a lotus flower is actually rooted and grows in a little bit of muddy and murky water. I think these roots parallel many of the experiences and the challenges, struggles, or muddy circumstances our students have faced and continue to face that are beyond their control. Despite these muddy circumstances, we believe that by providing our resilient students with ongoing support and resources, that we will continue to witness our students' futures, who they are, and who they want to become, to flourish into the sky like the beautiful lotus flowers you see on the table today. Jasmine, Newman, and Ernesto, Yanes-Arnold, and they're just going to come and speak a little bit about their experiences. They're both in our CAFYES program here at LATTC, as well as Guardian Scholars, and so they're just going to share a little bit about their experiences.
Ooh, take a lot for me to come up here. Well, for those who don't know me, my name is Ernesto, Yanes-Arnold, and I've been a member here at LATTC for almost 2 years. And when I first came here, I didn't know anything about Guardian Scholars or anything dealing with any type of resources that's on college campuses for foster youth. So I just walked around and I seen I asked a couple of questions and see what's going on with any resources that's on campus for foster youth. And somebody told me about the Guardian Scholars Program. So I went over there and I got a chance to meet with Dr. Washington and her team, and I was just kind of in shock. It was just like phenomenal moment for me, because it's like everything that me and my siblings, my family went through, coming from the east side, in the low bottoms, right here on East 23rd Street, Hoover Ave. That's where my family originally is from. We grew up. My grandmother, she actually worked here for more than 10 years, 10 to 15 years. And my mother actually attended here. She used to bring me, my 4 siblings up here every day. Every day she had class, and just coming up here, having experience at a young age. Looking at the college campus, like, what is this? Growing up, I actually remember LATTC. They actually traveled with me through our high school, middle school, and throughout the system, through different group home foster homes that I went through. But just going back to the lifestyle and how I grew up on the east side. It was a lot of gang activity, guns, drugs. Just a lot of activity, and I grew up just knowing like that was the thing to do. I feel like if I had more role models that dress real nice, like how everybody looking here, and I feel like if I see hopping nice cars and going to good jobs, I feel like if I would have been around that coming up, it would have been like that's something I've been looking forward to and something I really wanted to do as I got older and grew up. So I went through the gang life. I can't talk about everything that happened, but I know my brother was shot and almost killed in the 2nd grade when we was attending 20th Street Elementary. And I also went to Devon. We both went to Jefferson, but Mom didn't want us to go because how dangerous it was at the time. But after my grandmother passed back in 06, her name was Rosemary Arnold, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you know her as Mama Rose. That been here for a while. But when she passed away back in 06, she lost a house down there in 23rd Cooper, and we was forced to live in a car on Skid Row. Me and my 4 siblings, all together was 6 of us, including my mother, 6. So, I just looked at my mother and I just told her like to have a less mouth to feed at a young age. I looked at my mom and said, have a less mouth to feed, and to have, so much on you, Mom. Can I just go ahead and live on my own? And no tears, no crying, no hugs. She just looked at me, just knew how strong I was at a young age, and just told me, go ahead. So I just went on my own. And I ended up living in the shelter, and I ended up taking care of my brother. And I ended up moving in with a relative with a family to keep my siblings and us together, because I knew how serious it was not having a mother or a dad, or, you know, just as an older sibling. I just knew how powerful it was to have an older sibling that really cares and to keep the family together. So I just thought that I should just, you know, take up that responsibility, and I did. And you know, we ended up eventually getting separated, you know, going to different group homes, different foster homes. They placed me and my brother somewhere in Compton, and we was threatened by the Mexican gang around the area, and you know, told us that, you know, we need to move because of the color of our skin and our race. I'm like, man, I'm half Salvadoran, what you mean, man? You know, just how society is, and how, you know, some, you know, we call it the hood, how some of the mindsets and, you know, how some, you know, some of the people is that comes around in treacherous neighborhoods, how they can talk and how they can raise. So my brother was shot again for the second time, and, you know, I ended up purchasing a firearm at the time to protect not only my brother, but the group home staff and the young males that was in the group home. I was always like the big brother, always like the ground, worker to really keep everything together, keep everything pushing. And I just didn't know how far I could take it. And I just say I'm just glad to see, you know, that things stay happening for us as foster youth. And, you know, as a Guardian Scholar member and as a new EOPS, you know, CAFYES member, I'm just kind of glad to have more resources and see, you know, more to happen. And I'm kind of excited to see how far it can take, you know. But thank you guys for hearing me out. I wish, you know,
Hello guys, my name is Jasmine Newman, and I'm part of the CAFYES EOPS as well. Well, my experience here, I could say is better than El Camino's, because I was in the, they had CAFYES over there as well in EOPS, but they're not loving and kind of this team is over here, and I'm glad to be a part of it. When I found out about EOPS, I just went in there in the office, and everybody was like inviting, they was lovable, they was sweet, they was kind to me. And then when I found out about the guardianship, I met Dr. Washington and a few other people on her team, and they were just loving, and to see that people, you know, I'm not by myself. There was like more people who was just like me, and we could all relate. And I kind of built like long-term relationship with most of them there. And me growing up, I was forced to live with, with my grandparents, and once my grandparents passed away, I was forced to live with my auntie, because both of my parents, they had some psychological disorders, and they, was on drugs and stuff, so I had to stay with my auntie because I, as a child suffered from domestic violence. So, and all my cousins, they was in the gangs, some were like, pregnant, dropped out of school, so I didn't have like no role model. But I had something, like a feeling inside me, like, okay, I don't want to have kids, and I don't want to be like my cousins. I'm going to go to school, and I'm going to make, turn my, whatever, my life experience into, being a mentor and be a psychologist for young girls who suffer what I have suffered. So that's why I'm here today. And I just love this program, I really do, because it's like a life changing for me that, and I also got a leadership certificate as well. Thanks to Miss H over there. But, my dream is to be, a role model, because I have little cousins that coming up and they see all this drugs and getting pregnant, dropping out of school, and I want to show them, like, you don't have to be like what your mom and daddy is. You could be like your big cousin and go to school and be whatever you want to be. So I thank the team, and I'm glad to be here.